everyone, today offering this brand new documentary just dropped on Netflix called Maternal Instinct, and this is based on this woman, Taylor Parker. She lives in Texas. So one day she was pulled over by police because she was driving very badly. So police suspected like something wrong with her. So when they pulled her off the road, she told basically the cop that she just had given birth, and police basically like, she's like, oh, they look at my placenta, I just gave birth, and I'm not feeling good and everything. And of course when police take her to hospital and start doing investigation, oh my god, this horrific truth behind her comes out. And watching this documentary was absolutely horrifying, and end of it I just like speechless, honestly. And this woman just absolutely horrible, like watching her story, and she's just liar and one after another lie. So this documentary overall, it is very good, very intriguing, and the way it was made, it's so engaging. As an audience, I was really engaged throughout the documentary, and when actual truth came out, I was just like, wow. So this woman, Tyler Parker, we see she was start seeing this rancher in Texas. His name is Wade Griffin, and he was this farmer guy, and she met him, and they have this life. Although throughout the year when he started realizing she's lying a lot. So like after 3 or 4 years together, we see in this documentary she pretend to be pregnant to, like, she lives in this small town, and basically she lies to everyone there like she's pregnant, and she's about her child and everything. And she was a best friend with this woman named Renegade, her name in this documentary. And her best friend, that woman, she was pregnant, and she was hanging with her and everything. Of course later on we learned that she murdered that pregnant woman, and took her child, like she was 36 week pregnant. So she tried to cut her child out of her stomach. Basically her best friend like died, bleed out, died. And when the mom finds that her daughter is dead, like murdered by her, even the husband, when he hear first that Taylor came and murdered her, he couldn't believe it, because the day before Taylor actually went and saw this pregnant woman, like she was having tea with her. And so the husband even couldn't believe that she would murder her best friend, right? But of course she did in fact murder her. Oh my god. End of it, we see this documentary that she was like sentenced to death, like, and she was like the 7th person to get death sentence in Texas. Like, this story is absolutely shocking and horrifying when you watch it. And this documentary told such a nice way, how the small town work and everything. And it doesn't try to make her sympathetic, because she shouldn't get anybody's sympathy, because this woman is just so psycho. Like what she was lying to people, like throughout her life she was just lying and lying. And this pregnant woman, she has 3 years old daughter, and she kind of murdered her in front of her 3 years old daughter. Like, it's really horrifying watching this. End of it, I just like, what did I just watch? It was just really like horrifying watch. Same time, it's really worth checking. It is really, and still is very good documentary. It really shocks the audience, like shocking way, I would say. Like, it really shocks you, shocking way. Like, so it's definitely, it's entertaining, different way. Like, I'm not saying like entertaining, like entertain way. I'm just saying it still is very good documentary. That it's really worth checking. I feel like a lot of people will be like shocked, really shocked. But people who know her in that, like Texas, I guess probably Texas people knows her, like maybe, I'm not sure how much famous she was as this psychopath woman. Maybe a lot of people know her in Texas. If you are watching from there, let me know how much she was known there. This story, is it known with people? Because I never heard this story. But I definitely have seen this kind of story that, some women, they go so crazy and everything. But never, like, I imagine someone will murder someone like this. And then she was just driving off. Then when you see this documentary, she was just lying to the cop. one lie after another, and these detectives are like, whoa, because obviously they know this pregnant woman was murdered, her child died and everything. So, and she's lying about she just gave birth, and obviously when you examine her, like how you gave some birth, right? Like immediately doctor is like, no, there is no sign of pregnancy or anything. Like this documentary and all the witness and everything, it was just one word, shocking, really shocking. Overall, still is very good, very well made, put together documentary that I personally really liked. Sometimes I was shocked. Still, I want to acknowledge it is very sad news and sad event happened here. But still, it's very good documentary that I personally really liked. And that was my thought on this. Let me know in the comment, what do you think about this documentary? If you enjoyed my this review, don't share my other reviews on other documentary. If you enjoy this, please subscribe. Until I see you next time, please take care.